Hello everyone. Welcome to the latest session on Let's Get Solving with Google Cloud. My name is Sujata Dusi and I'm a customer engineer specialized in GSuite from the Google Cloud team. So in today's session, we would mainly be discussing about how users can effectively collaborate with GSuite. So this is the GSuite series that we are talking about, which essentially consists of 4 sessions, with today being the first session, and it mainly talks about the different services. The first one being how users can collaborate effectively with GSuite, where you get a first-hand experience of using Gmail, Calendar, DocSheet, Slides, Google Drive, Share Drive, Sites, Chat, and the Meet. Now, these are the core services, and you will get a hands-on experience, followed by some practice questions on end user features of GSuite, which will help you for the GSuite end user certification. Uh, Now, that's about today's session, but following which, there are 3 other sessions mainly on GSuite, which would cover subsequent areas, starting off with Sheets API, where we will be talking about how Google Sheets can be converted into a reporting tool for your environment by leveraging some coding, leveraging some benefits of the Sheets API. And after which, we will also be discussing on how chatbots can be built within GSuite, because chatbots would something that would enhance your experience on Google Chat, mainly by bringing in some custom bots, custom connectors with other sources, or you could also leverage the existing bots that are pre-created, and you could integrate it within your chat environment. And finally, there's also one session on natural language API and how it can integrate with sheets, mainly to bring in that sentiment analysis, bring in some analytic capabilities within the content that has been embedded within the docs and the sheets. And we can build that quick tool, and let's see how AppScript can do wonders with the APIs that are there in GSuite and in the Google ecosystem. So that's about the 4 sessions within GSuite. And let's get started. Now, in the first topic, as I mentioned, we would mainly be covering the different services, the core services within GSuite. Here we segregate them mainly as to how are users effectively communicating with one another, how can they collaborate among themselves, and finally, how the admins will have control. Now, in the communication section, we mainly look at how users can send emails, how they could use the very familiar Gmail interface for their work email, uh, and how you could use the calendar, the chat, the meet, mainly for any kind of your audio video conferencing requirements. There's also Google Voice, which is available in some countries across the globe, and along with Google Tasks, which is something like a reminder tasks that you can update as to your to-do list for the end of the day or for the end of the week, and schedule them to finish them at a particular time. So that's with the communication section. Now, when we look at tools to collaborate, now with G Suite, what we believe with Google is that you don't necessarily need to be on a team or a call in order to collaborate, but you can literally collaborate on any single tool. Whether it is a Google Doc, whether it is a sheet, a slide, you can create content not just in silos, but you are co-creating content together. And there are also other services like Google Forms. With this COVID situation, we've seen many innovative ways in which customers are using forms, whether for some orders or whether for some survey collections, or students can use it for their examinations as well. Now, apart from forms, there's Google Drive, which is an online storage. So there's both a personal storage, there's an individual storage that every user gets, along with shared drives, which include a central storage where multiple users can collaborate at the same place. And then there's Google Sites, which is like a simple site which can be created and has a great user experience, irrespective of it being accessed from the laptop, desktop, or from the mobile. or even a tablet. It gives a unique experience across all the devices. And the best part is you can create all of your team sites, document libraries, and not just that, you could also create public facing websites using the sites within G Suite. Please note uh, the instance about it they being so user friendly ensure that any user can now build sites, and not necessarily a developer or an administrator can only build. So G Suite and Google Sites gives you that flexibility and leverage for any user to create. And then there's Google Keep, mainly to create any kind of quick notes, jot down any to-do list, anything that you want to quickly update, note. And Jamboard is mainly for the digital whiteboarding, which you can open and collaborate, and multiple users can sketch on top of the Jamboard. Apart from that, there are two other interesting areas which include the add-ons and app script, which we will be covering in the subsequent sessions. The administration aspect is not part of the series, and we would take it up separately, but there's more about how easily G Suite can be used, how users can collaborate, and how it can enhance your collaboration benefits. So, a quick introduction to Qwiklabs, because this is what you would be using for finishing off the labs and to get the hands-on of the entire session. Now, I would request you all to note this link, mainly because this is where you will get access for one free month of subscription to Qwiklabs. And since it's a one free month subscription, you could completely do any of the labs of your requirement, your choice, and you could quickly get started on Google Cloud Platform. So please note this link, open it in an incognito mode on a browser, and you'll get started. You need to sign in, you need to sign up if you haven't done so earlier. And once you sign in, you can register to this quest and get started. You'll get a username and password, which Google provides as a part of the Qwiklabs. And after that, you can sign into G Suite your G Suite account using those credentials and get started. So let's quickly take a look and start off with the lab. I'll just switch my window. And before that, I've in fact I wanted to showcase the Qwiklabs option. So this is the link that it actually takes you to, and you need to enroll to this quest. So the quest mainly covers different services within G Suite, Gmail, Calendar, the Meet, all the things that I've mentioned earlier. And it also ends with some practice questions, which will help you for end user certification on G Suite. So once you enroll, you get a complete G Suite Essentials access, and you can get started. In fact, I've started one of the sessions, I've taken the credentials. So all you need to do is click on one of them and click on Start the Lab. Once you get the credentials, I will quickly switch to the demo where I've already accessed, and I've kept the windows open so that it can make it easier. So this is a view. I've already signed into Gmail, and very simple. If you observe, all the services can be accessed right from your browser. There's nothing to install on your laptops. All you need is a Chrome browser, and you can access the URLs, the links directly from there. It can be any browser, in fact. It's just that you get the best experience on a Chrome. So if we look at the first service, which is Gmail, I'm sure everyone is very well aware of how Gmail works in your regular environment. Now, let's take a look at some of the interesting features, capabilities, or settings rather, in your Gmail. So this is your Gmail interface, and it's not that place where you only send and receive emails, but there's a lot more you can do in a Gmail. An example, or some of the things that you can access here is you get access to your emails right here. You can start and join meetings directly from your Gmail interface. You get your chat. You can add You can start new chat. It can be one-to-one chat. It can be group chat. It can be rooms. All of that from one place which is within your Gmail. After that, you also get a sidebar here where you can access your calendar, the keep, the tasks, and any other add-ons that you want to access. Let's quickly dive in. So from your mailbox, uh, when you click on compose, you can send and receive emails. This is very familiar. I'm sure you're doing it in your personal lives. Just that you are now accessing your work email with the same URL, which is mail.google.com or a gmail.com. So you can add your recipients, the CCs and BCCs. You have the subject option. Some of the interesting things in your Gmail are you can schedule to send your emails at a later time. So you can compose it now and schedule to send the email later on. You have many other functionalities. You could go through them as per your convenience, mainly about the different types of attachments. You can upload, insert images, you can access Drive, you can upload a file from your desktop. All options are possible. And not just that, confidential mode is that one interesting feature where you can put a rights protected email directly from your email. And there's no switching, no context, but it's a one click and your rights management is turned on for your email. You can also set expiry for your emails, and it helps you to revoke the email completely from the end user's mailbox after you send it, and you can schedule for a time for that as well. Other than that, you can insert signatures into your Gmail. So these are some of the very familiar functionalities within Gmail. But I want to show some of the settings. So from the settings on your Gmail, you can get into all of your settings, and some of the interesting ones, mainly the undo send. So are you aware that you can revoke an email within 30 seconds after you send an email? So this is the setting where you need to do that. It's by default 5 seconds, but you can make it 30 seconds just to ensure that you can revoke it or undo the send and edit it again and send the email back. So this is one setting that you may be interested in. There are some additional features on send and archive buttons, whether you want your grammar suggestions, your smart compose, the autocorrects, all of these functionalities on or not. One quick thing, the autocorrects and the smart compose options actually help you in saving quite a lot of time when you compose your emails. So maybe quite beneficial, and would recommend to keep them all on. Uh, and conversation view again is an interesting area where you could have a threaded conversation of all the discussions on one thread if you have the conversation view on. And if you off it, every email that's coming in will actually appear separately in your mailbox. And it's a total choice for an end user the way you want to look at your emails and organize your mailboxes. And these are some of the quick settings that you may be interested in. Other than that, the star option, mainly as to how do you want to save or emphasize the importance of an email, is something that you may want to look at. And vacation responder, this is exactly the place where you can create your out of office responses when you are configuring your emails. Another quick myth that is usually misunderstood by most users is that, oh my god, if there's a web client, there isn't anything that you install on your laptop. So when there's no internet, what will happen to my email? So it's clearly a myth, mainly because there's offline settings. I'm currently on my incognito mode, which is the reason why I'm not able to configure it. But offline helps you to access up to 90 days of email along with your attachments right on your desktop or laptop, whichever device you're accessing from. You always don't need to be connected to the internet, and you'll still have access to those emails. And it's a simple configuration that you can do right from here. Chat and meet is also whether you want to have the chat option within your email. or not is also something that you may want to choose directly from here. So this helps us to conveniently move back to the inbox so that I can move out of the settings. I hope you're clear with the Gmail settings. Now let's look at the other areas of categories and labels. So you can select an email, you can create labels and say Gmail team. Since there's no such label already, I'm asking it to create a new one. I can also create nested labels, and once I create that, the email has a particular label. You can always filter out your emails. You can organize your mailbox better with the help of labels, and search is always an asset when you use any kind of G Suite service, because you can search literally anything and in any form. You don't need to have it in a particular format, have it in a particular syntax, nothing of such sort, because there's complete natural language processing built in, and you can literally type anything and it still gives you the results. You can also make your labels more colorful by adding quick colors to your labels, and it would help you with attractive colors for your labels and helps you with that quick identification when you are accessing your emails. So this is with the labels. Now it's not that you can just do labels for one email at a time, but you can select multiple, you can choose the search, you can filter out particular types of emails and choose to label them in a particular manner. All options right from here within your Gmail console. Now, let's quickly look at this right bar where we looked at the calendar. Calendar is that one place where you can always schedule meetings, you can schedule sessions, discussions. So I select a slot and I can add users, I can add rooms, locations. It also gives me smart options to choose a convenient time for all the users and helps me quickly block that time as per the requirements. So that way I can add notifications, I can add descriptions, I can add the guests, everything again from my mailbox itself. So that's with the calendar. Let's look at the keep, where I can take quick notes on and I can quickly do it done, and it helps me with quick notes directly from my mailbox. I could also type keep.new and it helps me with a new note. So when you are short of time and you quickly want to open up some place where you can quickly type something, that's when all of the .new extensions help you. So it's keep.new, docs.new, sheets.new. So the .new is the new extension which helps you to quickly access your G Suite services from within your Chrome browser. So while I was explaining the notes, or the keep rather, there's also an interesting area here which is called tasks. Tasks can be individual tasks. You can schedule the tasks, and you can also create or segregate your tasks into different lists. I'll show you how to create different lists and schedule your tasks. So I can create them as personal or project tasks, and I can add tasks, project doc, solution paper. So I can create my tasks, and I'm not just listing down all the work for my day, but I can also schedule them. I can block a time in my calendar for a particular task. So I schedule a time for it. It can be a 5, and I schedule to finish it by that particular time. That way there's a complete reminder, a memory, a trigger that I need to finish it before that time. So this is a quick overview about your uh, Gmail interface. Let's quickly move on to the calendar interface. While everyone is very familiar with creating of tasks and calendars, I quickly want to throw light on some of the settings that you get to see in your calendar, mainly as to how you can conveniently share your calendar external to your organization. Maybe a public sharing. Maybe you don't want your events to be visible to all users. So you can choose all of that. So you can define whether other users can see the guest list, the default settings when you are creating a calendar invite. All of those options right from here. And if I move a little further down, yeah, these are some of the settings. And if I get into one of my calendar, I can choose different settings of whether I want others to see my events or I want to just showcase them as free or busy. And there are also the make it public. So you can create a separate calendar which can be used for appointments. Maybe HRs can use it for appointment booking for interviews, or doctors can use it for appointment bookings with their patients. So there are different options that help you for you to stay connected with your external world by creating a public calendar and allowing slots to be accessible for other users to book and for you to have those conversations. And you can get a shareable link which can be shared, and they can block a time of their choice based on your availability. So these are some, again, some quick settings from a calendar standpoint. You can always create additional calendars, and that will help you to have a list of all calendars at one place. Let's switch from the calendar to Google Drive. So this is where uh, we'll get to quickly see all of the features as to how easy it is to add files, add folders, upload files, create new folders, and access the different formats of editors, which can be not limited to doc sheets and slides, but you can also get into more formats of forms, sites, a Jamboard, all of these at one place, and all of them by default get stored to your Google Drive. Let me quickly create a Google Doc here. But while the Google Doc is getting created, I also want to showcase some important settings on your drive, uh, which will help you to create offline uh, formats of your doc sheets and slides, all the recent ones. But please note that it would need a Chrome extension of your docs. I'll not be doing that mainly because I'm using an incognito mode. But once you have that extension, Chrome extension, you will be able to create, open, and edit all of your recent doc sheets and slides, even when there's no internet connection. So there's complete flexibility to create content and sync it up as and when you are online and connected again with the internet. So this one important setting I wanted to showcase. There's always Drive file stream, which helps you to have that continuous sync between the storage on your laptop and the Google Drive, which helps you to have that online storage for all of your content. Let's quickly take a look at the Google Docs sheets. So this is not just that one place where you are creating content, but you can actually work together to create content. One of the first things that you will miss when you switch from a Word, Excel, PowerPoint to a doc sheets and slides is that you will miss your Control S button. Mainly because there's never a time you need to Control S, because every character that you type is automatically saved. There's complete versioning. Up to 50 users can simultaneously co-edit a document, while 100 users can simultaneously view your document at the same time. There are many interesting tools within it. I can quickly take an example of voice typing, where I enable the voice and it immediately types whatever I am speaking. It's a proven fact that the speed at which we speak is always faster than the speed at which we type. And voice typing just makes document creation fun and faster. So you can quickly create your docs just by speaking, and it would finish off the entire document for you. This was just a quick teaser or a demo, but I would recommend you use it in live, because there's voice not just in docs, but You can also type the notes within your presentation slides, all of them using the voice typing option within your slides. You also have translate option. Irrespective of how long your document is, you can convert it into a language of your choice at a click of a button. There are additional features of how you can compare documents, how you can have an approval workflow within your documents, and you can also make documents available offline before you are planning to get onto a flight or you're getting into an area where there's no connectivity. And you can always see the version history and track or go back to the place where you wanted to make changes. Documents, sheets, and slides are also places where you can collaborate with one another. So you can always assign tasks to individuals. So this being a lab, but if you usually come across in a normal situation, you can add any number of users, you can assign tasks and get work done faster. So that's with some of the features on docs, and you can always share the document with users within and outside of your environment. Get into the advanced setting and have editors change, or you can also restrict the right copy paste print download directly from here. You can get a shareable link and you can add users and give them appropriate access. So if I create an ID and I can choose as to what type of access I would want to give, and I can click on send, and the user will get access to the document. That's how easy it is. Now, moving on from docs, I quickly want to touch upon sheets, which help you with a similar experience where you can co-create, but some of the important functionality is that you can use the explore functionality, which you see on a sheet, to help create automatic diagrammatic representations or analytics out of the content that is there within a sheet. So this is where you could see the explore option. You would see a similar explore option even in your docs. So it helps you to understand what can fit into your document, or what would be a best fit, or which pivot can help better represent your data. All such insights will be at a click, which is using the explore option. Another interesting area within a sheet is that you have something called cell level history. So if I type something and I go back to the cell and I change it, I can actually right click, show cell history. So we are not just talking about versioning at a sheet level, but we are talking about versioning at a single cell level. That's the granularity of analytics that you get on a sheet. So these were some of the quick features. I would lastly want to cover something called Google Sites. Again, a very quick one, but I would recommend you go through the entire Qwiklabs session so that you get a complete hands-on of every service that I'm talking about, and in with more greater detail, so that you'll have that one-time training for all the services. So in a site, it becomes very easy for you to create sites, because anyone, even without a developer experience, can actually create a site. So let's quickly look at intranet site. I can embed images. I can change the layouts. It's very simple, a simple drag and drop, and I can do all of that. So this is a quick view about the sites, but would highly recommend you to go through the lab session in detail so that you get a complete understanding of all the services. As we switch, I want to take you back to the place where it all started on how to start your lab. So just a reminder that since this was a quest, it had quite a lot of details, and in the interest of time, I would request you all to go through the lab in detail, and we could meet once again next week for the next lab session on how to convert your sheets into a reporting tool and how you can get started using the Sheets API. So once again, just as a reminder, you could use this link to get started with your quest and to unlock the 1 month free subscription of Qwiklabs. So please make a note of it once again and earn your credits and finish off the labs on time. So this was this GSuite Essentials Quest lab session with you all next Friday, and looking forward to experiencing the lab session with you all once again. Thank you so much.